Namaskara. Hello. You are able to hear me? I think you are able to hear me. So we'll start now. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Srimate Shankaracharya Dhimate Advaita Shaktaye Namos Advaita Vedanta Stapanottapa Murtaye Shri Gurum Shri Harim Paramanandam Upadeshtaram Ishwaram Vyapakam Sarvalokanam Karanam Tam Namamyaham AparokṣānubhūtiRvai Prochate Moksha Siddhaye Saddhireva Prayatnena Vikshaniya Muhurmuhu. So in this we have taken up the shloka number 22 for detailed explanation. The shloka is this Atmanas Tatprakashatvam Yat Padartha Abhabhasanam Na Agnyadi Deeptivat Deeptihi Bhavati Andhyam Yato Nishit. So this shloka has the content that the pure consciousness is likened to a light, but then that light is not definitely the physical light. That is being clarified. So the light here, it is light in the sense it illuminates the objects. In the sense it enables us to gain the knowledge of an object. So that is what it is. It means by avabhasanam. It is not like the light of the fire. So na agnyadi deeptivata. So he is clarifying that it is not like the light of the fire. So how it is contrasted with the light of the fire is being shown in the commentary. So we have covered a few lines in the commentary. So I will take up the next portion, that is the second line of this shloka. Na agnyadi deeptivate deeptihi bhavati andhyam yato nishi. So here the Acharya says, bhavati andhyam yato nishi. Yataha karanat nishihi nishi ratrau agnyadi prakashaha ekasmin deshe satyapi tad anyatra lokasya andhyam rupagraha akshamatvam bhavati. So the contrast is in this one way. There is a contrast, that is, even though there is some physical light in some place, there is definitely that physical light is not there in some other place where this light is not illuminating that space. So the famous example will be the sunlight. So when one portion of the world, Earth, is getting sunlight, the other portion of the Earth will not be getting sunlight at the same time. So in the other portion, definitely that sun's illumination will not be available. So in the same way, here also the Agni's Deepti is available in one place, whereas it is not available in some other place where it is not having its range. So Satyati Dadanyatra Lokasya Andhyam Rupagraha Akshamatvam. So it will not be possible for people to grasp, that is to know things, because there will be darkness. Na etadrishi atmadiptihi ekatra vidyamana cha ekatra avidyamana parichinna chasti. That is, so whereas the Atma Jyotis is not so. So the Atma Jyotis is not so. Atma's light is available everywhere. So the world is there within the range of the Atman. So the whole world, whole creation will be illumined by the Atman light. So everywhere, wherever there are jivas who want to know things, they'll be knowing things there, because with the help of their pramanas. And Atma Jyotis is always available to everyone, irrespective of the place. So whereas the contrast in the case of the fire light or any physical light is limited to certain times and certain places and all that. Whereas the time space constraint is not there for the Atman Jyotis. So that is one contrast that has been shown here. Kintu Deepadi Rupasya Agnyadi Prakashasya Prakashika. But then there is one more contrast, that is, this Atman light is the one which illuminates even the physical lights. So that is why Jyotishamapi Jyotihi, Shruti Bhakya also has been shown. So this is the light which illuminates the other lights also. In the sense, the other lights, the physical lights or physical luminous bodies, they become enabled to illuminate things only because of the presence of Atman. So the power of the Atman is there for the illumined bodies also to be luminous bodies. Sorry, luminous bodies to be so. And so with that light only, the luminous bodies are able to illumine other objects. So that is the mention. That is one extra feature that's being mentioned with respect to the Atman light. So Deepadi Rupasya Agnyadi Prakashasya Prakashika. So Deepadi Rupa is any light, any lamp, for example, and the fire is naturally a lamp in the sense it doesn't require any other oil or something like that. If it starts burning, it gives light also. So, but then this Atman light is the one which illuminates those lights also. Tadabhavecha Andakarasya Prakashika Utpatti Nasha Rahita Sada Sarvatra Purna Eva Asti. So Tadabhave cha Andakarasya Prakashika. That is, wherever the physical light is not illuminating the some region, there is darkness definitely. But then that darkness is also revealed by this Atman only. So when we say there is darkness, we are able to grasp darkness, we are able to perceive darkness, and that the perception of the darkness is possible only because of the Atman light that is available in us. So that so definitely that consciousness, a conscious entity alone can perceive darkness and can recognize darkness and acknowledge its presence there. So naturally that conscious entity is endowed with this Atman light. So even though the physical light is not available in certain places where darkness is available, definitely that darkness also is revealed by Atman light only. That's also stated here. So Utpatti Nasha Rahita Cha Sada Sarvatra Purna Eva Asti. So this Atman light does not have a beginning nor an end. It doesn't rise nor set at all, and it is always full. There is no place where the little of Atman light is available and some other place more of Atman light is available. No, that kind of situation is not there. Everywhere it is of the same nature only. That is why in the famous Gita shloka, Shuni Chaiva Shvapakecha Pandita Samadarshinaha Vidyavinaya Sampane Brahmane Gavi Hastini Shuni Chaiva Shvapakecha Brahmana Samadarshinaha. So in all these entities, Brahmana is said to be most sattvic. So that is why he is put in the learned Brahmana, who is humility, for whom there is the great quality of humility is there. He is put in on one end, and on the other end we have the Chandala, where there is no samskara at all. But in the middle there are things like the elephant, the dog, and the cow, and all that. So in all these entities, this Atman is of the same nature. It is not that in one it is available more or in another it is not available less. No, that is not at all there. The only that upadhis in those entities might be different. So for them, the Atman might reveal through them in certain less ways or whatever, but because of their upadhis. But then the Atman's content in everywhere is of the same nature. That's what is there. So Sarvatra Purna Eva Asti. Yatva, he is giving another interpretation to this. To this simile, that is Agnyadi Deeptivata Deeptihi. Yadva Iyam Atma Deeptihi Agnyadi Deepti Sadrishi Na. So this Atman light is not of the same nature of the light of fire, etc. Kutaha by Yataha Karanat Nishi Ratrau Andhyam Andhakaraha Bhavati Ataha Tad Vilakshana Atmadi Deeptihi Jnaya. So for the reason that in the night there is andhakara, there is darkness. So what it means is this the other kind of lights are not available at certain times, whereas this Atman light is always available. It is definitely distinct from that kind of light. So Ratro Andhyam Andhakaraha Bhavati Ataha Tad Vilakshana Atmadipti Jnaya. So this Atmadipti is of the contrast nature from the night, that is from the darkness. So the darkness is there. So yata karanat nishi ratrau andhyam andhakaraha bhavati. So here the contrast is between the darkness and the Atman light. So Atman light is not of the nature of darkness. Yadi Atmadiptihi Agnyadidipti Sadrishi Bhavet Tarhi Agnyadidiptya Yata Andakarasya Nashaha Bhavati Tata Atmadiptya Api Andakarasya Nashaha Syat. So he is explaining it in more detailed way. What he says is, in the wherever there is darkness, if you bring any physical light, definitely that darkness will go. Whereas when Atman is there in the place of darkness, the darkness will not go. Darkness will continue to be there. So that is one contrast he is showing. Tata Atmadiptihi api andakarasya nashaha syat. Parantu Atmanaha satta prakashabhyam sarvatra sarvada vidyamanatve api andakarasya nashaha na bhavati. Ataha Atmadiptihi agnyadidiptivat siddhiti sadrishi na. So it might appear that the Atman light is having a lesser quality because it is not able to drive away darkness. But then that is not the concern here. The concern here is that it is distinct from, it is contrasted with the any other physical form of light. Kintu iyam atma agnyadi diptihi bhati idam andhyam bhati ityadi akarena agnyadi diptihi diptehe andhyasya cha anyasya cha sarvasya cha prakashika cha avirodini atmadiptihi swaprakashaiva abhyupetyabhya sarvaihi atmajnane ajnana arudaihi chataha. So kintu iyam agnyadi diptihi bhati. So with the Atman light only we are able to say this physical lights are available, that they are glowing. So that knowledge also we are able to get only because of the Atman consciousness. So even though the physical lights are there, the sun is shining or a lamp is burning, in such situations, when we have to say that there is this lamp is burning and the sun is shining. In all those cases, this Atman light is the one which is enabling us to say that. So we are able to say that they recognize or perceive the physical lights only because of this Atman light. Idam andhyam bhati. So with the Atman consciousness, we are able to say that this physical light is glowing, and or there is darkness. So both darkness and light are perceived or illumined, we can say, by Atman. Bhati ityadi akarena agnyadi diptehe andhyasya cha anyasya sarvasya cha prakashika. So this Atman is the one which illumines both the physical lights and the darkness and any other object. So there are so many other objects also in the world. That it's not darkness is the only object or the physical lights are the only object. So many all the objects in the world are illumined by the Atman. Sarvasya cha prakashika cha avirodini atmadiptihi swaprakashaiva abhyupetabhya. So this atmadiptihi is always there. It illumines everything, whether there is physical light or whether there is darkness or whether there are any other objects. All those are illumined by this Atman only. So that way, the atmadipti is not of the Atman is not of the nature of the Agnyadidipti. Abhyupetabhya sarvaihi atmajnana arudaihi tyataha. So all those who have recognized the Atman or who have realized the Atman, they will definitely vouch for this statement. Tasmat Agnyadidipti namapi Deepika Anyasadhana Nirapeksha ya Deeptihi sa Atma Prakashaha iti bhavaha. So in the conclusion, he says the physical lights are requiring the consciousness to reveal them. Whereas the Atman light does not require any other light to reveal itself. So it is self-revealed, self-luminous. That is what is stated in this conclusion. Anya sadhana nirapeksha. So for the Atmadipti, for its being the light itself, it requires Atman. That is, it requires the power of the Atman. And for its being revealed or to be recognized by a human being or by any other living being, then also the Atmadipti will require sorry, the other physical lights will require the Atman consciousness. But then the Atman consciousness does not require any other validating source from any other outside entity, because Atman Jnanam, Atma-Jnani, or the Shuddha Jnanam, or pure consciousness, it is self-luminous, Swaprakasha or Swayam Prakasha. So this is what the particular shloka says. Atmanas-taprakashatvam yat padarthavabhasanam na ajnadi deeptivat deeptihi bhavatyandhyam yato nishi. Okay, so ಮುಂದಿನ ಶ್ಲೋಕ ಓದ್ತೀರಾ ನೀವು? ದೇಹೇ ಅಹಮಿತ್ಯ.
ದೇಹೋಹಮಿತ್ಯಯಂ ಮೂಢೋ ಧೃತ್ವಾ ತಿಷ್ಠತ್ಯಹೋ ಜನಃ ಮಮಾಯಮಿತ್ಯಪಿ ಜ್ಞಾತ್ವಾ ಘಟದ್ರಷ್ಟ್ವೇವ ಸರ್ವದಾ. ದೇಹಃ ಬಾಡಿ, aham I, iti thus, I am this, moodha ignorant, dhrutva holding the view, tishtati remains, aho alas, janaha person, mama mine, I am this, iti thus, api though, jnatva knowing, ghatadraštva the seer of the pot,
ghatadrashta
iva sarvada, the seer of the pot like is always.
So the greatness of the ignorance is being highlighted here. Dehohamityayam mudaha dhrutva tishtati aho janaha. So dehoham ityayam mudaha dhrutva. A person who is having this I am the body consciousness, that is the I am the body idea, he is being censured as someone who is totally ignorant, very ignorant, highly ignorant. Dhrutva tishtati aho janaha mama ayam ityapi jnatva iti jnatvapi ghatadrashta iva sarvada. So even though he is perceiving the body as something different from him, because the body is always object to him. He always says that my body is not well, or I am stout, or things like that. So in all such places, he is able to know the body as an object. So he is the subject, the knowing subject, and the body is the object. Even though he is able to know the body as a subject, as an object, just like he would know a pot or any other object, any other insentient object, despite that, he carries the idea that he is the body. He will never say that I am the pot, but then with respect to the body, he will say that I am the body. So this kind of identification with the body, despite knowing that it is an object like a pot, this kind of an ignorance is very censurable, highly detestable. Dehohamityayam mudaha dhrutva tishtatyaho janaha mama ayam ityapi jnatva. So this body is mine. He says that it is mine, just like he would say this dog is mine, or this house is mine. He is saying that this body is mine, but still he holds the idea that I am the body. That is the idea here. So in the commentary, the Acharya says, Tadevam prakashya prakashakatvadi lakshana vailakshanye satyapi atmanatma bheda darshitam upasamharanne ubayoho bhedam spashayati deha iti. So in the previous shlokas, he has concluded the idea that the Atma Jyotis is distinct from the other kind of Jyotis. And now here, and it was also shown that the Atman and Anatman are two distinct things, and the identification of or the mix-up of both is definitely ignorance. So here now he is commencing the discourse about the distinction between the body and the Atman. So upasamharanne ubayoho bhedam spashayati deha iti. Aham shraddha pratyaya alambanaha pratigatma ayam ityadina nirdishyamanaha gatadivate prakashataya gatadivate pratyakshataya drishyamanaha deho asmiti ubayoho drishtiyoho aikyam kritva mudaha. So why he is muda? Aham, that is the shloka, the word aham is what the meaning of that aham is aham shabda pratyaya alambanaha pratyagatma. By the word aham, what is indicated is the thought of aham and the word aham, they indicate the Shuddha Chaitanyam, Atma. even though the Atma does not have any name at all, and the Atma does not deserve or does not qualify to be named or expressed by the word Aham, yet out of ignorance, we have this body idea, and we have the idea that there are some other bodies and there are some other people also apart from us. And so we want to distinguish ourselves from the others. So we say Aham, I am this, you are that. So I and you, that's what that's what is stated by Bhagavad Pada in the Sutra Bhashya beginning itself. Yushmad Asmat Pratyaya Gocharayoho. So here also that Asmat Pratyaya Gochara is actually Atman. So Pratyagatma, Ayam Ityadina Nirdishyamanaha Gatadivate Pratyakshataya Drishyamanaha Dehaha. So in the Atman and the body case, the body is you, the body is different. Body is being pointed to as something distinct from different from the Atman. That's why he says that on many occasions he says the body is giving me trouble, or the body is not well, or the body is stout, or body is weak, and things like that. So it is being seen as something distinct, and it is being pointed to as you are this. I am is this. Deho asmi iti ubayoho drashtudrishyayoho aikyam kritva mudaha. So even though it is known as distinct from the body, from the Atman, still the identification with it as I am this body is also present. So that is what is being called as called mudaha. Kritva mudaha. Swa ajnana karya viparyaya moha vyaptaha janaha tishtati. So muda means he is deluded. So what is the delusion? Delusion is swa ajnana karya viparyaya moha vyaptaha. That is swa ajnana. Swajnana is the ignorance about his own true nature. So that is the ignorance. That is called Mula Ajnana. Swajnana, Karya. What is its Karya? Its Karya is taking the non-Atman, Anatman to be the Atman. So the Avarana is respect to not knowing the Atman, and the Vikshepa is respect to taking the non-Atman to be the Atman. So that's what is being stated as here as Swa Ajnana Karya Viparyaya Moha Vyaptaha. So the Ajnana Karya is Viparyaya. Viparyaya is Viparita Darshana. That is error, taking the Anatman to be the Atman, and taking the Atman to be the Anatman. That is also there. Both ways, it is Anyonya Adhyasa. That is the properties of the Atman, that is pure being consciousness and being existent and being Ananda. That those aspects are being superimposed on the Anatman, and it takes the Anatman to be the Atman, that is, it is to be the consciousness, to be conscious, to be existent, and to be Ananda. Even though the Anatman does not deserve to be called does not deserve to be to have these attributes at all. It is Dukkha Swarupa, it is non-existent, it is Nitya, and it is Jada. Even then, so despite its being so, he superimposes the properties of the Atman on it, and on the other hand, he superimposes the properties of the Anatma on the Atman, like by thinking that he is Jada, that he is going to come to an end, like death will come to him and things like that, and he is Dukkha Swarupa and all that. So Dukkha Swarupatvam, Dukkha which belongs to the Anatma is superimposed on the Atma, and the Jaratvam of the Anatma is superimposed on the Atma. So this is the Anyonya Adhyasa which is happening, and that is why he is called a Mudha. Kritakritya Buddhya Nirvyaparo Bhavati Ityartha. So even though he is deluded, he thinks that he has accomplished everything, and he is living carefree. In the sense, he is not making any efforts to know the Atman, because he doesn't know that he is ignorant. That is the thing. That's what is most pitiable. That's what is shown here. Kritakritya Buddhya Nirvyaparaha Bhavati Ityartha. Yetad aho, in the sloka, that word aho, that is exclamation is there. Deho ahamityayam mudaha dhritva tishtati aho janaha. That aho is that exclamation. Mahad ajnanamiti bhavaha. This is extreme ajnana, extreme ignorance. Kim kritva api ityaha mama iti. Mama mat sambandini ayam dehaha iti samanyato deham jnatva api. That is, even though he knows in general that this body is related to me, this body belongs to me, just like a house belongs to me, he knows that the body belongs to me. Yet he identifies with the body as I am this. Whereas with the house and other things, he won't identify as I am this. Whereas with the body alone, this happens. So this is a very, very special kind of identification, wrong identification. Jnatvapi. Ataha eva aschariyamiti tatparyam. So even though he knows, that's why that word api is there, even though he knows the body is distinct from him, the body is related to him like any other object, he thinks that the body is he himself. So that is the reason for the exclamation in this shloka. About ka iva sarvada gatadrashta iva gatadrashta iva. So just like a perceiver of a pot will know the pot is always distinct from him, he is a perceiver of the body, but yet he doesn't realize that it is not him really, not he really. Yatha sarvakale gatadrashta purushaha mama ayam gataha iti janati natu aham gataha iti kadachidapi janati tattaha. So at all times, a person who perceives a pot will definitely not say that I am the pot. He will always say that this is my pot or your pot or whatever. Whereas this person, even though he is perceiving the body always as my body, still he has an identification with the body as I am this body. So that is what is being stated in this shloka as something which is very, very surprising. Aho Ashcharya. So with this, we will end this session here because we have completed this shloka. The next shloka will have a lot of material for discussing. We will end here. Sriharim Paramanandam Upadeshtaram Ishwaram Vyapakam Sarvalokanam Karanam Tam Namamyaham Aparokṣānubhūti By V.Subramanian Sadhireva Prayatnena Dvikshaniya Mahunbhutu Vidya Sampannam Vitaragam Vivekinam Vande Vedanta Tattvagnam Vidushekara Bharati. Om Tat Sat.